Before we get started, a big thank you to all of my supporters over on Patreon and on Twitch, with the Patreon people coming up on screen now. A big thank you to my legendary supporters, Mike, Kira, Truck Driving Gamer, and Obi-Wan Kanzi. Thank you guys, I really very much appreciate it. If you would like to help support me and the channel, then you can head over to twitch.tv/mandatoryquest and drop a sub over there. Or you can go over to patreon.com/mandatoryquest and become a Patreon member for some early access to some videos and some behind the scenes stuff. So today, we are doing scenario 24, which is Upper Spire, which is the next one on from the Spire that we did last time. So we're still in the tower. They were linked scenarios, although we didn't actually do them as linked. We did go back to Gloomhaven to an outpost phase. Gloomhaven? Frosthaven. Went back to Frosthaven to do an outpost phase, but now we are back on the road again. So it does mean we need to resolve a road event before we continue on. So our winter road event incoming. Okay, number 34. Okay, here we go.
The snow is driving harder than usual, forcing you to seek shelter under a forest canopy. An old oak tree gives the best cover from the sleet, and you set up camp under the safety of the branches. Before you can make camp, you spot it. A perfectly circular clearing around a single chunk of glowing crystal. Unlike the snowy landscape around you, this area has a warmth to it, and the grass grows green. The polished rock looks meticulously carved into a smooth platform, and a candle has been placed on it. Someone has made a crystal altar. An inscription on the altar reads, "I stretch to the sky, a cool blanket for my children from the sun, rolling hills of blue-green, white peaks my winter armor. Hear my call. Who am I?" You can't explain how, but the crystal altar pulses its glow, seemingly waiting for your answer. Option A, a mountain. Option B, a forest.
Oh, a riddle? Okay. So the riddle is, I stretch to the sky, a cool blanket for my children from the sun, rolling hills of blue-green, white peaks my winter armor, hear my call, who am I? Option A, a mountain. Option B, a forest. Poll is up. Vote away, everybody. I mean, I think I know which one. I think it is, but I think I know which one it is. When did Frosthaven come out? 1 year ago, 6 months, 1 month. I mean, I guess the lucky people would have been about 5-6 months ago. There were some people who got it as early as, I think, November last year, which is what now, like 4 or 5 months ago. Those are the very lucky people. Most people have only had it for probably about the last month to 2 months, like got it at some point this year. Oh, 50-50? Guys, 50-50? Does that mean that means I have the overruling vote here? Okay. I mean, for me, I think, like, I mean, it's pretty close. I stretch to the sky. Could be a mountain, could be a forest. Although a forest is more like a tree. Like, I would say that it sounds more like a description of just a tree. A cool blanket for my children from the sun. Yeah, both of these things cast big shadows, right? Rolling hills of blue and green. What's blue? What is blue in a forest? Green in a forest? Sure. A mountain? What's blue and green? I mean, mountains have like lots of color. White peaks, my winter armor. Hear my call, who am I? The sky through the trees in a forest. Yeah, I mean, if you're down looking up, yeah, sure, I guess. The cool blanket for my children from the sun. I mean, both of them do cast a shadow, but I guess a forest is more like an actual blanket. Like, you have like an actual kind of... Rolling hills of blue and green. Again, that sounds... Maybe it is a forest. White peaks, my winter armor. That's the thing that I'm like, Like, what's... Like, you wouldn't really call... like, snow on a tree a winter armor, would you? White peaks could mean snow on trees. Yeah, I think it's possible. It could be both, to be fair. It could be easily both. Why did you guys make it a 50-50? I really wish you'd just gone with one of the two. Because now I mean, I guess maybe the answer is it could be both. So which one would give us a better reward or not such a good reward? I guess maybe a mountain could get us, like, maybe it gets us ore or something, or metal, and maybe a forest would get us lumber as resources. I guess we need lumber. All right, I'm going to go forest. I'm going to go forest. Option B, we're going forest. Oh dear. What? There was a C? What? Eh? Excuse me? What is this? Witchcraft. What? I'm so confused. C with equals 50-50? Yeah, but there was no C. We were given the option to go for C. I don't get it.
Wow.
No, there's no 3 on the front. There's only A and B on the front. But is that because we're supposed to know something? Is there something that we've missed? Like, did we miss... Like, did this card get put in somehow? Like, it wasn't actually in the road event deck, but it's been put in? I'm so confused. You've heard about it, though, an event that had a secret option. That's Sneaky Isaac. I'm going to say that this isn't bad, though. Like, I don't think it's good. Like, I don't think this is a good idea. Why would it be a good idea to do this? Oh, haha, got you. What do you mean you got me? Like, there was nothing to get me with. Like, oh, I didn't know that there was a third option. Congrats. I'm not happy about that, to be honest. I don't think that's good. I don't think that's good design. Oh, lol, got you. Like, what? Oh, good? Like... And now this goes away and we never get to do it ever again? Like, maybe if we had, like, I don't know, maybe if there was some way that this got stickered or something, I don't know. Like, that's why I'm thinking, like, it feels like we missed something. Like, there was something that I needed to do that I didn't do. I didn't do it right, because it just doesn't feel right.
Yeah, boy. A little bit spicy.
Yeah, you got to know somehow that there is an option C. If there's no hint anywhere that it could happen, and how could you come to that conclusion? Yeah, it breaks the rules of the game. Exactly, it breaks the rules of the game with no precedent that it could be broken. And if there was some sort of hint that was dropped earlier on, like, I'm not going to remember a hint that I received fucking 2 months ago because it takes so long to play the game. I'm not going to remember there's something that some old lady told me in some random road event 2 months ago. Like, and so I think that this is bad. I don't think this should be in the game. I'm sorry. I don't think this is good design. It's just like what is it? What's the intention here? Is just a gotcha? Like, who's actually going for option C here unless you already knew that was the outcome that you should get? Like, you have to get the bad outcome, but then the card goes away. So if you play Frosthaven once, you get this card, you get the bad result, and then it goes away, and then you never see it ever again, and it's just like oh, good job, you got screwed. Like, I don't, it's not good. Like, that's not good design. I'm sorry, but it's really not. Well, apparently we start the scenario with Brittle and Impair. So, that's fun. The really annoying thing is that if I looked at Fortella actually does have an option C on it. So, like, look, it's got 3 options. Fortella has 3 options on it. So if you use the Fortella app, you know that something's up if you actually look at it. But I don't look at it. I was looking at the card, but I'll chuck it to you guys. But if I'd seen this, there is an option C on the Fortella app, which is, again, like, stupid. All right. Well, we went option D. What were all the outcomes? So option A is that we would start the scenario with Stun. Option B is that we start with Brittle and Impair. And option C is we get an item. So, you know, I don't know how good the item is, but I guess we'll never know now. You know?
The altar splits open, and vines and tendrils burst forward, wrapping around your limbs and tearing at you. You're forced to retreat, and you barely make it away with your lives.
You're just trying to vote C with your tie, but but like, how would you guys know that there was a C? Did you guys know that there was a C because you've played it before and that you know that there's a C? Or you've heard about it that you know it's a C? Like, how am I supposed to, as a regular player, understand that there's a C? Was there a like, this is what I'm trying to think. Was there an event that we had prior to that we could be like, okay, yeah, there was an event. We should have known. Road event winter 17. Which we haven't drawn yet. We haven't drawn it yet. I did? Oh, hang on. Maybe I'll put it in. I do have another discard pile over here. Ah, yeah, there you go. Oh, it was this one with the secret thing. Oh. Now, you see, if I was playing a multiplayer game, I would probably have that in front of me. And I would remember that I had that. Okay. All right, that's not so bad. Yeah, like if I was playing a multiplayer game, I would just have that like in my character pack with my stuff. That's not so bad. I still don't think it's a great event though, I'll be honest. I still don't think it's great, but there was the answer and it was given to us, but just like it's not something that... Did it actually say the crystal altar? Yes, it does. It does specifically say it. Okay. That's not so bad then. I still don't like it, but that's not so bad. I just couldn't remember it because I can't remember when we did this event, but it was a while ago and I just didn't remember it. Get the C, we don't care. Yeah, we'll get the C. I still don't like it. I just... It's a neat idea, but... Yeah, maybe if I was playing multiplayer, it would have been much cooler because everyone would have been like, oh, I don't know, maybe we do A or B. That's really tough. And then you'd be like, everybody, it's option C. It's a secret. It's a trick. And that would have been a nice moment. But as a solo player, I did not get that moment. So, you know, it is what it is, I guess. So we'll just get option C. What's the item? It is Robes of Doom. What's the item name? 47. Okay. I thought that was that event was in there. Like it was in there. We didn't have the other card, but we put that event in with that card. Robes of Doom. On the next 2 sources of damage from attacks targeting you, suffer 3 damage to give the attacker brittle. That's kind of cool. That's a neat idea. It's kind of neat. Bit niche. Kind of interesting though. Okay, we'll put that in the available. We gain the item, right? Oh, I guess I give it to the Deep Wraith, right? Because then we can potentially... retire quicker. I should be on level 3 now, by the way. Scenario level, assuming I'm playing at +1. Is this not working properly then? Guessing it's not, is it? This was working before. I don't know why it's suddenly not working now. Weird. I did not say to the chat the secret information. We would help you more here. Yeah. I did hide it from you guys. Yeah, like if I was playing like I probably overreacted a bit there, but if I was playing like multiplayer, that would have been a more of a fun reveal moment. But in this environment, which is not typical to how the game is played, it would have it was not good. Because I was like, huh? What is this? I don't remember every single event that I've drawn. But if I was just one player in a multiplayer game who had that card and maybe I kept it in my character tuck box and I was waiting for the right time to do it, then, you know, and every time that we were doing a winter event, I was like, oh, what number is it? Because you would know that it was number 34. Then it would have been different. That would have been a much more of a cool moment. Okay, so let's do the actual scenario stuff. And then realistically, at that point in time, if you do choose either option A or option B and not option C, you've kind of only got yourself to blame, really, because it did really just give you the answer. Although I'm still not a huge fan. I feel like they could have done like, I don't feel like it should have been hidden. Does that make sense? Like, personally, I would have had option A, B, and C on the front and say that there is an option A, B, or C. Because then you would, maybe that would trigger something in your brain. Be like A, B, and C, right? Oh yeah, the answer is C. You know, and then there was a chance that you get it right or wrong. I feel like it's a little bit cheesy hiding the fact there was an option C. You know, forcing the players to have to remember exclusively that that was on that card, right? I feel like there was nothing wrong there with putting the C, there being an option C on the front. And that would have been consistent then with the game. But anyway, enough about that. So up a Spire. Or put no options. Yeah, or put no options would have been a good way of doing it. Yeah, one or the other. Don't give us two plausible answers and then, yeah, hide the third. Yeah, either way, Charles, you're right. I think they could have either go all in on it or don't. Yeah.
This dark metal tower was built for some purpose, and you're certain the truth will be at the top. You need to see where this beam of red light leads. When you step into the beam of light, you feel nothing at first. The world around you becomes a crimson-stained version of itself.
Whoa.
You feel silly, realizing that maybe this beam was meant only for the transportation of machines. But then you take a breath, and everything wobbles. Your vision bends, and the world snaps with sudden violence into an entirely new shape. You have no time to react. If you did, you would almost certainly scream. But in a blink, it's over, and you are somewhere else, standing in an entirely new room. The redness is gone, but you feel terribly off balance. It's as if you've been at sea for months and have just run aground. For whatever reason, there is a dry, smoky taste on your tongue. You're in a smaller room now. An upper level of the spire, you think. The red beam is still coursing through the center of the floor, and all around it are a number of automatons, just like the workers downstairs, except these are still active. The reason for this is quite clear. Just past the beam hovers another demon, thrashing its long, leathery tendrils in rage.
Oh! That is not a nice guy. Horrible demon.
Yeah, boy. A little bit spicy.
It's a little bit spicier. Okay, so special rules, scenario conditions. Scenario goals. The scenario is complete when all characters have escaped. At the end of that round, read 88.3. We don't see any way to escape right now. Special rules. Shuffle the 12 numbered tokens face down next to the map. All corridor hexes in the scenario represent the beam of chaotic energy. So that would be these here. All monsters treat all corridors as negative hexes. Whenever any figure enters a corridor hex, immediately reveal one numbered token and apply the corresponding effect to the figure. And there's a big long list here, guys. So there's gain, regenerate, gain ward, gain strengthen, gain bless twice, perform heal 2 plus level self. The closest monster suffers trap damage, gain wound, gain brittle, gain muddle, gain curse twice, suffer trap damage, and spawn 1 normal living bones at the closest empty non-corridor hex. Whenever all numbered tokens have been revealed, shuffle them all face down again. If the character becomes exhausted, if any character becomes exhausted, the scenario is lost. Section links. When all revealed enemies are dead and any character occupies a corridor, after applying any numbered effect, read 83.2. So we need to kill the enemies, then I guess we need to go up in the lift, if you like. What are you guys talking about? About the difficulty? Solo mode. A single player can play solo by controlling 2 or more characters. Because playing solo reduces uncertainty and makes coordination easier, increases difficulty. By calculating the scenario level differently for solo mode, take the average level of all characters in the scenario, then add 1 before dividing by 2 and rounding up. For example, on recommended difficulty with 3 level 4 characters, the scenario level would be 4 plus 4 plus 4 divided by 3 divided by 2. In solo mode, it would be 4 plus 4 plus 4 divided by 3 plus 1 divided by 2. Yeah, the division is done last. So mine would be 3 plus 3 So mine would be 3 plus 3, right? Because they're all level 3. They're level 3, right? So it would be 6 divided by 2, 3 plus 1, 4 divided by 2, 2. So it would be level 2. I'm choosing to play a +1. I'm choosing to play solo rules, not necessarily plus difficulty. Although I have sometimes played plus difficulty. You thought I was playing a +1, not solo mode rules. Yeah, it's true. I have been mostly playing +1. Yeah, I don't think I've ever really. I mean, I have been playing it with the solo mode ticked for the last couple of attempts. I've just been playing with solo. I haven't been always. I did put it up to +1 for a little while, intentionally put it up to +1, but I haven't recently. I mean, I feel fairly good about this party now. I feel like we're starting to make good inroads, but. K for Frosthaven, stay for the math, the bad math. What's the difference in this scenario then between the 1, huh? 18 health versus 14. Move 4. Move 5. 4 and 5, pretty similar numbers to be honest. Just a bit more health. What about living bones? Four, 2, 3. I could probably play a +1. Don't think it would be that bad. Also, I don't think I need to do this. I mean, I'm going to click apply, but I don't think the trapper should have them. Because we have ignore negative scenario effects. So I don't know why that didn't work out. But we definitely have ignore scenario effects. So not sure why that's happened on that one. Okay, that all seems correct. So what I'll do is I'll put all of these chips in this little bag that I've got for my microphone, just because I've got it to hand. So we'll draw the chips out of the bag for like more fun randomness. Okay, I need to get rid of one card from my hand from my Deep Wraith. Get rid of Skewer the Flesh, I think. Oh, I don't know, actually, that could be quite good later on. Okay. Battle goals. Battle goals. +1 HP for the cloak. Thank you very much. Always forgetting that. Right, so battle goals for our trapper first. We have Assassin, Die Hard, and Daredevil. Assassin, kill an enemy before it takes its first turn. Ooh. Probably pretty... Well, I don't know, actually, maybe pretty doable there. If we could pull an enemy into a trap before it ever takes a turn, is that possible? I don't think so. Not with our current setup. I guess it could also count in the next room as well, but that would be... Yeah, I feel like we need too many turns to set up. This would be the kind of thing that we could maybe do on our Deep Wraith, but I don't think we could maybe do it on our Trapper. Die Hard, never have your hit point value drop below half. Possible, but not great. Daredevil, add 2 cards to your lost pile before your first rest. Definitely not. So I guess it's Die Hard then, huh? Three for the Deep Wraith. We've got Pacifist, Conservator, and Vanguard. Vanguard, never attack an enemy that has already acted in the round. That one is like an interesting one that you can potentially do. Very difficult against Chaos Demons though, because they could just go super early and kind of screw us. You know, it feels like we'll end up throwing that one away when we need to attack a Chaos Demon, and we just won't be able to if we want to try and do this. So, never perform an action with a lost icon. Absolutely not. Kill 3 or fewer enemies. This is a bad draw for battle goals for sure. Pacifist, because maybe we just kill things with wound. Sure. Nice. Okay. Right, so let's go. Let's do it. Oh, challenge. Greed is good. Enemies perform a loot 1 at the end of each of their turns. So whenever an enemy loots a token, it gains strengthen. If this scenario has no loot deck, draw a new challenge and place this card on the bottom of the deck. That seems like a very doable one. That's a pretty nice challenge, I would say. Very doable. We can keep that easily within our kind of influence, if you like. I like that. That's good. We can do that. Greed is good. Okay. Right, we're ready to go. So, to recap the scenario and how these hexes work, they are considered to be negative hexes, which means that enemies will not go through them unless they have to, which means that I have a very, very juicy opportunity early on in the game to completely wall off this half of the map from this guy, which is just like too good to pass up. Not to mention we have a very easy funnel route for these guys around here. So I think we are most definitely going to be trapping here and here on the first turn, and then dealing with these guys as they come through. It would either be trapped this way or trapped the other way. I'd much rather just deal with the regular first because it'll be quicker to kill, and then we deal with the elite later. That seems like a good idea. Feels like I may either love or hate this scenario with the token mechanic and RNG. I don't know, like, I don't mind it. I feel like it's quite funny though, that, you know, Isaac being very against randomness and dice rolls, that this scenario literally has them in. You know? Like, oh yeah, no, I don't like dice rolls because it's too swingy. And yeah, I just, oh, hang on. Wound or Bane don't count for a kill, right? Yes, exactly. Which is why I think that we can technically do Pacifist. Right, so turn 1 Caltrops is definitely needed. So we'll do turn 1 Caltrops. That's definitely being used. Now, a bottom action to just place another trap down would also be quite good, I think. Try and put it there, maybe. Go honey pot, maybe. Da da da. Always turn 1 Caltrops mostly, yeah. Turn 1 Caltrops is kind of like the same as the Drifter doing turn 1. Oh god, I can't even remember the name of the card. Strengthen, whatever it was. Something strengthen the heal one. It's like the same turn. There does feel like quite a few characters that have like gimme first turns all the time. But I've always quite liked that. It means that you know exactly, like, oh yeah, I know kind of what I want to try and achieve on the first turn once you get a character's identity down. Like, this is what I'm really strong at. Ideally, I need to create dark. I guess I could burn Mantle of Dread straight away. Mantle of Dread would be probably just pretty good straight away, huh? Maybe I don't play Mantle of Dread straight away. Save it for a little bit. Let's play Lacerating Stabs bottom first, I think. Like, so I don't think we play this straight away. I think we play like Hollow Aura top, make dark, and maybe Lacerating Stabs. But we go late here because we just want to see what the enemy's doing. second stream with these characters for you, how you like them compared to before, compared to the previous characters. I think Trapper is becoming one of my I'm really enjoying playing Trapper. Trapper is just a lot of fun because it just allows you, it gives me that crag cart feel. I really enjoy manipulating the battlefield in Gloomhaven and Frosthaven. I just enjoy that concept of, you know, putting traps in tricky places. It makes me feel like, you know, it ticks all the boxes. It fires all the synapses in my brain. Like, oh yeah, if I'm really clever here, if I put traps down here, you know, it allows you to like play with the focus mechanic and the AI in the game. So it kind of rewards good game knowledge, which I really like. And Trapper ticks all those boxes for me. It's tricky, it's powerful, but you have to like know how to play it and be tricky with it. It doesn't just give you the power like, oh, here you go, here's an attack 6. You know, like, no, you need to be able to place things in the right place, play the initiatives right, know your AI movement rules and focus stuff, and then you can get some really cool things to happen. So really enjoying the Trapper. Deep Wraith for me is, I don't think like I'm playing Deep Wraith to its full potential, mainly because I'm playing at 2-player, and I feel like if I was playing maybe with more characters, the Deep Wraith would have a little bit more space to do its thing. I don't feel like I'm min-maxing very well on the trophies. I don't feel like I'm maybe putting Bane as much as I should be on different enemies as well. I am just kind of going like, big burn attack, blow everything up with Deep Wraith at the moment, which has been relatively effective, but I don't feel like it's necessarily playing super in the spirit of the character. So far out of all of the characters that I've played, I would say Trapper is starting to shape up to be my favorite of the characters that I've played so far. And yeah, I think Deep Wraith has the potential there. I just feel like there's always going to be a character that suffers a little bit every now and again in a scenario when you're playing 2 players with 2 mercenaries. It's going to be a character who's going to not be able to have fun because they kind of have to do the dirty work, the boring work. And the Deep Wraith seems to be that character for me, whereas I'm letting the Trapper just run around, place traps. Whereas the Deep Wraith is kind of like, oh, I guess I need to go over to that guy, right? And hit him for 3. Yeah, you need to go to that guy and hit him for 3. You know? Is Trapper powerful for medium skill players as well? I think so. I think it rewards like you being very competent, but like you don't have to be like, it's like a sliding scale, right? Like, for example, we'll take my turn now, right? So we're gonna do caltrops here. So like, we're gonna put some stuff down, we're gaining XP, we're gonna put 2 1 damage traps down, right? It doesn't take like a super experienced player to understand that like you can block off extra sides of the scenario, right? Which is what we're gonna do here. So we're gonna block this off, and because this is considered to be negative to the enemy, they're gonna avoid it at all costs, so they're gonna sneak around. Like, I don't feel like that is like huge, like, whoa, you have to be a really experienced player to understand that. I think most players, experienced players of Gloomhaven will understand that. Where the next kind of skill lift comes is how you then use this to your advantage by, for example, letting the enemies come around here, then jumping over here, upgrading this to a higher level damage trap, pulling enemies into it, pushing, throwing the trap at an enemy or something like that. Like, that's where like the next kind of like skill cap is. So it's like a sliding scale. Like, just doing this is very powerful and any player could probably observe and do it. Whereas like getting like the most out of the character would be, all right, now let all these characters come here, we teleport to this side, they then have to go all the way back around again, then we get to like pull them into this trap maybe at the last minute or upgrade these traps. Like, that's the kind of like the bit that gets you like to the, and that's what I like about the character, because it's like a sliding scale. You know, it feels like you can do pretty well just being an average player and an average experience of the game. But if you're a really experienced player who really understands the intricacies of the game, it gives you a lot of opportunity to mess with enemies, which is really cool. So the other card that I'm going to do is move 3, create 1 heal 2 trap. So we're just going to do here, and we are going to put it here. So although this is a heal trap, it is still considered a trap for the purposes of enemies. So enemies still see it as a negative hex. So they will try and avoid that if they can. What? 1 damage traps are actually good? Yeah, they can be very good. People are harshly underrating Trap, though. It was rated weak in a poll, which is not. I think it's... Out of these two characters, my personal feeling right now is it is the strongest of the two. But that is just because I know 100% I am not playing the Deep Brave to its full potential. Like, I am not. If I was chaining invisibility and baning things and doing all of the stuff that this character can do, I would feel much better about it. I'm just simply not doing those things. Just because I haven't figured it out yet. I haven't got to that point where I've got, like, I don't know, a really clear combo. Plus, I've been against a lot of enemies that have been immune to poison and wound and other effects recently, so I haven't been able to really monopolize on the Bane. So, you know, maybe this scenario Bane will come round a little bit more because we haven't got those immunities anymore. So, hopefully that will make us a little bit better. You really like the RNG system they use for the beams here. After 12 triggers, you're guaranteed to have experienced every effect. Yeah, it's kind of cool that you will get it. Get a bit of everything. But, you know, it could... The bad RNG would be the enemies go on it, get all of the good draws. The players go on it, get all of the bad draws, right? Then it shuffles in and then it all happens like that again. Like, I kind of want them to go first into them, ideally. If they could walk into the beam, that would be great. It's true, I didn't consider it. It's pretty 50. Yeah, I think numbers 1 to 5. Numbers, it's actually, I guess it's slightly in the player's favor. Well, I say in the player's favor, I don't know. It's not quite 50-50. 1 to 5 are just all good actions, right? They're all just good effects. 6 to 12 are not, 6 to 11 are bad actions. Sort of, depends on who draws them. So 6, I would say, is good for the players. So yeah, 1 to 6 is good for the players. 1 to 5 is good for whoever goes into it. 6 is good for the players only. 7 to 11 is bad for just whoever goes in. And 12 is just bad for the players. So there's one bad for the monsters, 1 bad for the players, and then the others are equally split, good or bad. So yeah, I guess it is 50-50. Okay, so these guys are going to move. So he's going to go 1, 2, move on this way. He's going to go 1. 4. Okay. Deep Rift time. So I think, ideally here, I probably want to target... Do I want to try and kill the living bones, or do I want to try and... I think the Chaos Demon is probably the most annoying immediately, so maybe I should just go for the Chaos Demon first. But 18 damage is a lot of damage to have to do, you know? It's a huge amount of damage to have to do. Plus, I'm playing my Pierce, so I guess I should probably attack the thing. Yeah, okay. So we'll teleport 3. And I'll wound the demon. Makes sense to wound the demon here, I think. Then we'll use Hollow Aura. We'll create Dark, and we will attack the Living Bones. 4-3 with PS2. We have got those 2 curses in our deck, so they'll no doubt turn up at some point. 5. Pretty good. Kind of wish I'd put the wound on him now. 5 damage. Winner. I guess I should have wounded him because my plan was to attack with poison and wound. Should I have wounded him? I've done it now. It's fine. I've done it now. That's fine. Go for the beam with a deep rave, get those double blesses. I want to see like what happens when an enemy walks in it first, but you know, we'll see. Okay, next round then. So this round, I think in an ideal world here, we should probably look at trying to upgrade that trap maybe into a 5 damage wound trap. Seems quite good. Or we go for the big ball catcher. Could be a thing. That could be quite nice. Big trap time on the trapper, I think. Massive trap. Apollo, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the quest. Welcome in. Did the Chaos Demon not perform anything? You must have missed it. He just moved. So he couldn't quite get to us. Just moved. I mean, I guess I could go for a double stun here, which is pretty... Actually would be really nuts right now. Go for a double stun? I haven't done that. I haven't actually really done that before. Would that be a good idea here? Double stun.
Cute Pelican 126 gifted a tier 1 sub to Hess Jingixon.
Double stun. It's very tasty right now. Double stun. Just feels like I don't really do much else though with my turn. That's the thing. Pelican. Thank you so much, buddy, for gifting a sub. Very, very kind of you. Thank you so much, dude. Very, very kind of you to do so. Welcome, Hez. That's awesome, dude. Welcome in. Good to have you with us. And thank you, Pelican. That was incredibly kind of you. Thanks, Frosthaven looks wild. Not sure if you're at that level, but excited to watch me play some. Yeah, Frosthaven is, it's a beast. It's an absolute beast, Apollo. Fun, though. Very fun. Yeah, double stun feels like, ooh, very nice. I haven't actually done it yet, but it is a little bit of a do nothing. But then I am also kind of doing very much nothing on my trapper this round. And we've bought ourselves a little bit of time already. I think we go for the double stun. The question is though, what do I do with the other ability? Ugh. I'd basically have to like chuck away a card. I'd have to chuck away Succumb to Fear. Doesn't feel great, huh? But then am I actually going to be able to Bane this Chaos Demon? I mean, he's wounded. I only need to get poison on him now, right? And one more thing. Which I can kind of do. Ooh. Do I just go for the very, very fast Bane on the Chaos Demon? Fast Bane on Chaos Demon would be kind of sick. Oh, I think I'm going to go for it. Like, I mean, there's never going to be a higher value target in this scenario than an elite Chaos Demon, right? That's not happening. That ain't happening. Okay. So it is Deep Wraith first. Okay. Okay. Move to... I want to go back? I think I do. Ooh. Disarm. Which costs me a trophy. And Poison Vial. Beautiful. Then Succumb to Fear, which will get us an XP. Target one adjacent normal or elite enemy that has 3 or more negative conditions, and enact Bane. Enact Bane. Lovely. You just read my bio below about shop local. You're trying to get your hands on Cascadia. I'm in Ireland. Any ideas? As a new user, Irish sites don't have it right now. Ooh.
No, that's a lot of damage.
So I don't know if they ship to Ireland. My favorite game stores that I use here in England is I use Gameslaw. I use Zatu, although Zatu is a little bit of a, like, is it a friendly local game store? Technically, they do have a store, but they are, yeah. Some people in the industry don't like them because they tend to do a lot of like price gouging on different things, or some slightly shady things occasionally. Chaos cards, love those guys. You've got Firestorm cards. They're great. You've got Rules of Play. They're great. You've got Meeple Corner. They're good. You've got Gathering Games. You've got Spirit Games. You've got... I don't think they ship, though. Traveling Man, I don't think they ship. Who else? Hopefully that's a big enough list. I don't know who ships to Ireland out of that lot, though. I don't know if, like, because obviously, like, shipping to, if you're in Ireland, not Northern Ireland, then obviously customs and things, I don't know. But I presume they probably would. But always worth checking. Item combos can really give the Deep Wraith so much more leeway. It's kind of nutty. Yeah, like getting that sneaky Bane there when, like, it's almost like I get it like a turn early or something, right? I probably could have maybe played a burn to get that. Like, I could have played the bottom of Mantle of Dread, like on the previous turn, to try and just kind of get it without having to use the item. But it's certainly nice to just use an item instead of burning a card this early on. Definitely. Right, great turn on the Deep Wraith, though. Fantastic turn. Next, we've got Trap. Now, what I'm trying to do is I want to try and influence this guy to walk into a trap. I could put a trap there, in which case he'd have to go round, maybe? And then I could get him to trigger this, which would be kind of fun. Yeah, I think that could be good. So I'm going to use the bottom of pyrotechnics to move 3, increase the damage or heal value of the next trap I create this round by 3. Then we're going to play Boar Catcher, and we're going to create one 4 damage trap in a hex within range 2. I presume I could put traps on here too, right, guys? But I mean, I'm not going to, but I presume I could also put traps on there. It's just a corridor, right? It's not nothing else. So it's going to be 4 plus the 3, 7. 7 damage trap. Nice. 1 XP. And this elite's going into it. Remember, Living Bones are target 2? Yeah. Well, I'm just trying to stop him from ever getting to do an attack. That would be also quite nice. Corridor, so yes, can trap. Yeah, that's good. How cool is that trapper skill? That's pretty nice. 7 damage trap. That's not even the max value we can get to, right? Okay, so Living Bones, we're going to have a move 3. He's going to... Okay, so there's no route right now, right, for him to get through. There is no hex that he can go through with, you know, with infinite amount of movement to get to a hex to legally attack by Trapper here. So he will go through negative terrain and conditions. So he'll do the shortest possible route. So he's going to try and get here. So we can go 1, 2, 3 like this. So he will go through one of these. So we need to draw a token for him. Oh, spicy draw. It is number 1. That's probably not good for us. Gain regenerates. Whoa. Ah. 1 is out of the bag.
Nice.
Okay. I mean, that's a pretty good turn for him to draw regenerate. If we can't draw regenerate, I'm happy for the enemy to draw it in that situation, which doesn't do anything, right? So similar situation here with the regular. It's going to want to try and get to this hex as well. So it's going to go whoop, through here. Oh, I guess it could try and go into this hex, right? Actually thinking about it, it could try and get into that hex, right? Actually, it's gonna go through this trap, right? Or this trap. Ambiguous, I can choose. Should I just get it to go through the damage trap and trigger it off? Seems pretty reasonable. Although 7 damage on a 2 health monster seems a bit excessive. Because it's going to focus on the... Deep Wraith here. Because there is no hex it will have to go through it, so it will just focus like the shortest amount of movement now. So it's going to be either here or here. What's it doing? An attack 3, target 2. That would be kind of annoying, wouldn't it? So that seems like an unnecessary amount of damage to take. Let's just walk him through this. Actually, no, it won't. It will go through there because it wants to maximize its attack. No, shit. So actually, I don't get to choose. Because it's going to maximize its attack, and because it's a target 2, it is actually going to go through the heal trap. Oh no. When do we draw these tokens? Immediately reveal it. Okay. Yeah, it's going to go to the blue. That's not good because it's going to heal itself. Okay. It's gonna, maybe the heal trap's not the great idea. So it goes there first. Yeah, that's, I forgot about the target 2. Target 2 very key there in determining what it's going to do. All right, drum roll, please. Next draw is... Oh, 6. That's probably good for us. The closest monster suffers trap damage. Whoa. The closest monster to it? Or can I choose it? What? The closest monster to what? Does that include itself? Can I choose it? Doesn't it minimize the number of negative hexes it moves through? Oh yeah, you're right. It could move through there. Shit. Oh well, we'll deal with that one when we come to it again. I got excited. All right, yeah, it's just gonna go there then. Okay, so that was going to be, it's going to heal itself for 2. Ooh. And then it's going to attack Deep Ray first. That's 1, and then disadvantage against Trapper. Where is it? 3 to Trapper. That was a bit annoying. How that all panned out. Oh, I guess I could have... Is there a way that I could have... No, because it would have gone through there anyway. Yeah, just thinking if there was a way I could have positioned number 2 in a different way to stop that all from happening, but I don't think so. Because that route was always available to it. Yeah. Should the D-Wraith have 0 trophies? Yes, sorry, it should have 0 trophies. Unfortunately, dice don't have a 0 on it, I guess. For obvious reasons. Okay. So that's them over. Chaos Demon is disarmed, so it's not going to do anything. It's literally just going to sit there and do nothing. It's not even going to generate any element because it's not even going to perform its move, right? Boom. Okay, next round. Got very excited there, but it ended up not being as cool as we kind of hoped. Now my initiative is not looking super good. Well, we can kill the Chaos Demon pretty cleanly. I think I probably should have used my stamina potion last time. That's fine. Mystic Cat, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the quest. Hope you're doing well. Didn't see me resolve. Closest enemy suffers trauma damage. It didn't happen. Yeah, I got that wrong. Yeah, no, he wouldn't have gone through that because it would have been an additional negative hex, which was not necessary. So, yeah, that was my bad. Although I'm still interested about what the answer to that question is. If a monster triggers it, is it technically the closest monster to itself? Or is it the closest monster to the person, you know, so would it have been a tie between these two? I do not know. Right, let's try and kill the Chaos Demon. I mean, it might draw its 2. If it does, then uh-oh. You'd say either itself or adjacent. Yeah. It's just an interesting one to think about. Little bit strange. Yeah, now that Living Bones being on 4 now is kind of spicy, isn't it? Oh, okay, that's good. That's a nice draw. That's a pretty nice draw. Okay, Deep Breath first. I'm just going to do a bunch of attack 1s on this skeleton, I think. I'm trying to flush out these curses a little bit. Okay, so that's 2. It's got shield 1, so that does 1 damage and immobilize to this guy. But we could just run away. And then we'll just teleport 3. Just try and get a bit of space between us and this elite, I think. Actually, maybe I should go... No, because I'm going to try and kill the Chaos Demon here, aren't I? Yeah, I don't think it makes a difference too much. Let's go here. It's the same difference. Good job, Deep Wraith. Okay, so we're going to do avoidable outcome. We're going to do an attack 2, target 3 on the Chaos Demon here with our Trapper. 4. Oh, actually, because it's poison, right? So it's 6. Oh, that's really good. Oh, this isn't a May? Dude, it's not a May? Sad. Really? Not a May? Don't spin a trap, you don't have to. I mean, it doesn't say May. The problem is that the card does not say May. It's not in a mandatory box, so you can skip it. Oh yeah, I can skip it, right? Yeah. Yeah, because it's like, it's not part of the action, right? It's not part of the action, or is it part of the same one and the same action? It's not in a mandatory box. Yeah, but the mandatory box is usually shown for like negative conditions. Like, I want to try and find a good example here. Because obviously, like, for example, lacerating stabs here is separated by lines to show you that like this is a separate thing, separate thing, separate thing, separate thing, right? It's 3 separate things. This is not separated by a line. If it was secondary, there would be an ability line, you think? Yeah, like it's part of the action. But is it like, yeah, like with push and pull, right? You can say, I don't want to do that. And that's always an option. But you can just not use those if you do not want. It's just interesting because obviously this is separated by lines showing that it will be different. And if we have a look at, maybe there's a trapper card that also, right. For example, the bottom of Honeypot. Move 3, then create 1, 2 does. It doesn't say attack 2, range 3, line. If the target is adjacent to a trap, spring the trap, right? It's not a separate ability on the card. It is part and parcel of the ability. Even though it doesn't have the exclamation mark, it is part and parcel of the same ability. You think I can skip it? I'm not so sure. I push X as part of an attack, but you can ignore it altogether. Yeah, but this is like not a effect, if you know what I mean. Like, it's not a condition, if you like, or an effect. It's like... Let's see if there's anything written specifically. Like it's tempting to treat it like a push or a pull. But also remember that push and pull now stipulate up to. So you could, you know, if it's push 2, you could stipulate I push 0. Right? It's up to. It's not like you may use it, you may not. It's up to now, which kind of solved that issue. Whereas in Gloomhaven, it was, do you want to push or do you not want to push? Now it's like, oh, you can pull up to. Well, up to 2 or 0 is an option there, right? Page 22. Page 22. Apollo, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Welcome to Invention Empire, my friend. Good to have you here with us. Glad you're enjoying the stream, buddy, and I appreciate that, using your Bezos bucks. Page 22. Added effects. Added effect. Aha! Added effects can be skipped, but the character must choose to do so before drawing an attack modifier card. Conditional effects can also be skipped. The character is not required to pay the cost, and even if they do, they must not choose to apply the effect. So that's very clear. I did not skip it before I draw. Obviously, my draw influenced my decision to skip it. So therefore, it goes off. Because my intention now, I didn't say I skip it because I'm going to draw my ×2. The intention was to use the trap to do that. But that's very clear. Added effects can be skipped, but the character must choose to do so before drawing an attack modifier card. It's literally very clean, easy sentence that clears that right up. The only reason why I wanted to skip it was because I drew my crit, which is not a valid reason. So, because I've drawn my attack modifier card. If I knew before I played the card that I was going to draw my crit, then yeah, I guess I would have made the decision. But I guess it's very rare that that would happen. I felt like that's it's very clear on page 22, and also the I mean, the example that they use is actually a Bone Shaper card, which is Bone Dagger level 2, which is an attack 4 with Curse as the normal attack, and then the added effect, well, Curse is an added effect, but add +1 for each of your summons is an added effect. Of course, there's no real downside to you adding that, and I imagine that most characters, like 99% of the time, you're never going to choose to decline the added effect. But in a situation like this, where let's say he only had 2 life and I was strengthened, I would have declined to spring it because I knew that there would be no benefit to me doing that. Most likely I'm going to kill it anyway, so there's no reason. I had wound or whatever, right? So there are like some very niche times when you may want to, but not always. Can't be scared, been playing wrong. Well, you know, the #1 rule of Gloomhaven and Frosthaven always applies. Okay, well, he's dead. That's great for us. Then I'll use Honeypot again, and we'll go 1, 2, 3. Cool. 3, and I'll add the trap here. Okay. At least we all got to learn something new today. Yeah, that's always take the positives, right? That's good. That's good that we cleared that up. So there's not many characters that you would ever come into that situation. So, like, it's not like it's going to completely change your world, but there are certain characters and situations, as we've just seen, where it is important to know the rule. Right, Living Bones are going to go, hopefully, maybe. They're not going to do anything. Next round. Don't really like the initiative on this, but hopefully we can put some more traps down. Deep Wraith, what do we do with you? I feel like we're probably pretty safe here for now. Pretty safe. Do I need to heal at all? A little bit of heal, but not crazy. I need some trophies, actually. We need trophies. Yeah, it's annoying that guy didn't die to the wound, actually, because then we didn't get a trophy, right? Guess I could use the Bomber Black Scythe. Maybe it's a late poison sort of turn, possibly. $25. Ooh, that's not great. I was hoping to get underneath them a little bit. I can't get underneath them at all, even with my boots. That's unfortunate. Okay. Okay, so it's going to go there. And he's going to attack my trapper for 2. 3. This is a bit scary now. Very scary. Sorry, full. Strengthen Skelly. What? Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. Challenge. Good catch. Oh, sorry, he had disadvantage on the first attack as well, actually. Whoops. Didn't change the result for that one, but might change the result for this next one. Okay, next draw. 1. 1 health? Not even close. I wasn't worried. Okay. Exploding decoy. Designate the hex item occupier and perform a move 3. I don't want to go there, I think. So we're going to heal for 2. Place a 2 damage trap there. Then we're going to improvise improvement. Get 1 XP, and we'll turn it into a damage 5 wound trap. Doesn't sit so well on that one, huh? Just enter a corridor and get regenerate. Oh, wait. It would be cool if there was a mechanic in this scenario where the players could influence the draws a bit more. It'd probably be a little bit too, it'd probably be a bit too crazy. But could it be an interesting idea? I could wild growth seeds here maybe and create an obstacle here. Yeah, I think I'm going to do it. Becomes a rock. The normal Skelly have strengthened? I'm not sure what you mean. Why is the normal skeleton going to attack both with multi-target, hence going to the heal trap? Because it's negative. It wouldn't go through negative if it didn't have to. If it had to go through a negative to begin with, it would do it. But because there was an option where it could go somewhere where it didn't have to go through a negative, it would go to that spot. Does that make sense? The negative is the difference here, where it had to go, it had an option where it could go somewhere with no negative and do an attack. Whereas if there was only negative options, then yes, it would have done that. That's how it kind of caught us out last time. Yes, heal traps are still considered negative to monsters. Exactly.
Hey all. Just finished an Oathsworn session, smile.
Hey Deck, nice. Oathsworn is still a game that I nearly had an opportunity to play it with Motti at PAX. But unfortunately, time got away from us and it was too late in the end and everyone was really tired coming back from PAX on the Sunday. But we almost had an opportunity to play it. So it's still a game I'm interested to try. Why is the normal skelly strengthened? Did it get strengthened in the last? I can see people saying he should have been strengthened. I'm trying to work why that is. I have the elite strengthen, should be normie. Why? It says enemies perform loot 1 the end of each of their turns. Whenever an enemy loots a loot token, it gains... Oh, because it would have done... No, because it didn't see the... It's at the end of their turn. Oh, also we've lost this anyway. That's gone now. I'm confused. See you, Deck. Thanks for stopping by, buddy. Thanks for the sub. I really appreciate it, my man. Good to see you. It was the end of the previous turn. The normal looted on his turn when he didn't move. Oh, good call. Right, gotcha. So he's got the strengthen. Which means that I am dead, because he should have drawn an additional card. Lucky, still on 1 health. Just stealing $5 out of Bezos' pocket. Appreciate it. I could do a bit more than him, that's for sure. Okay, so strengthen is gone, basically. And we drew an extra card because we should have for the strengthen there, which we've now done. Okay, I think we're good. The 2 Deep Wraith cards I have, I'm kind of a bit conflicted on how to play them, to be honest. I could teleport in. Poison them both up. Seems pretty reasonable. But then I have to get away, which is a bit trickier with my hand. I think maybe I try and set myself up for a long rest next turn. Like, just buy myself a bit of time. quite honestly. A long rest would be nice. I haven't used any items, though. I guess I could, in theory, like, do heavy sword and then move away next turn. But then we're not using the trap, really, are we? It's kind of awkward, actually. It's a very awkward turn. I wish I had a stamina potion. At the start of an enemy's turn, before it determines its focus, perform a pull 4. Could I maybe do that to trigger this trap? Could do. Or I could just pull it through like a bunch of hexes, right? That would be pretty neat. I could pull it through like 3 hexes and just try and get a load of chips out of the bag. That might be a good play. Okay. Let's see what happens. Pull through, give it ward, strengthen, and bless. It could well be. But hopefully we will get something negative, I hope. I mean, maybe not. Let RNGesus decide, right? Can I long rest? I can go like 58 initiative on my trapper. I do not love this initiative because they're going to have to go through a negative hex again now, right? And that means that, well, they're probably going to choose to go through the trap. So I'm going to get hit by an elite if I'm not careful here. I guess they could also do nothing. They could also go quite late. They could do nothing. They could draw their 15. What do they got left? So their earliest is a 15, I think, which is like their heal one. So I don't really care about that. And then they got like what? The 64's gone. 81's gone. I'm trying to think if they got any other medium initiative cards. Or are they some more late ones? Yeah, there's the shuffle is 15, right? Which is like a do nothing. They've also got that one that's like move 1. I think. It's a question of whether 58 is good enough to beat anything that they really pull here. I don't think it is. It's like, do I short rest here with the trapper? But I really don't want to. It's a bit of a coin flip. How much damage is the wound trap? It is 7. So unfortunately, it will not kill the elite. If it did, I'd be feeling much better about the situation. But I will be taking a hit of, well, you know, potentially 3. Well, I guess I could do this, the start of an enemy's turn. Oh, I guess I can use Attractive Bracelet on the enemy's turn, right? So in theory, I can pull it this way on its turn. That's okay then. I think that gives me the time that I want. So ultimately, the Deep Wraith can long rest here without any real repercussions. And we can go 68 because we can influence what happens here regardless. We just need to pull this guy. Okay, it all kind of worked out anyway. Kinda. So, oof, what do we do here? What do we do here? Thank you for the follow, Genghison. Welcome. Welcome to the quest. Good to have you with us. Appreciate it. So, there's two things we could do here. First thing is we could... we could increase the value by 1. Making it an 8 damage wound trap. Sorry, 6 damage wound trap. Not 7, sorry. That was the other one. 6. So it'd be a 6 damage wound trap. We could then basically chuck the trap.
Now that's a lot of damage!
It is a lot of damage. Try and kill the... I think we just go for the regular though. Yeah, okay. Well, I think what I do here is we go dismantle and we literally just throw it at the regular and then we pull the elite through these 3 hexes and we let the Deep Wraith just take a hit of 3. Which probably won't be that bad, right? Can I move 3 and push instead? I could. But then that means that I'm going to be under fire from one of these 2, right? If I kill this using dismantle, then we yeah, kill this using dismantle. Then we use attractive magnet to go 1, 2, 3 and pull him through these 3. And we just get to draw 3 things from the bag. Well, it's pull 4 technically. So if I had moved there, I could have gone 1, 2, 3 and through a trap. Would have been pretty cool. Yeah, okay, let's just use dismantle and we're going to attack. We're going to get rid of this. Make it a 5 damage wound against number 6. Dead. Okay. Overkill, but it gets the job done. Then we will just move 3 with jump. Just try and keep as far away as possible. Actually, I could probably go get the loot, couldn't I? Because I'm going to pull him away anyway. Yeah, we get the loot. Lumber. Actually, I need lumber now, I think. Okay. So, before the enemy's turn, at the start of an enemy's turn, before it determines its focus, perform a pull 4 and muddle. Right. 1. Draw a token. Ooh. 9. Oh no, is that a... Gain muddle. Oh, redundant. Okay. I thought that was the one to summon one. All about the gamba. 3. Oh, God. Gain strengthen. Not going well so far. 4. 4. That's the bless, right? Gain double bless. Oh. The frick. That's horrendous. Muddled 2 though. Yeah, he's muddled 2. But now has double bless in his deck. I mean, that's not something you want to deal with. And it means that I'm pretty much guaranteed to now get a negative effect when I go up to the next room. Nice. I swear, my luck is so bad on these games. I swear to God. Okay. Well, that's that then. Now, oh God, he's doing 3 attack 3s? I didn't even see the ability. Actually, whoa, 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 whoa. I might have to walk all that back. I just completely ignored what he drew. I actually just completely ignored what he drew. I didn't realize that he was doing the attack 3, 1 enemy with all attacks card. Like, that's literally the worst thing I could possibly do in that situation. Like, I'm basically, not just because of what I drew from the token bag, but why the hell would I try and take 3 attacks at 3? With no mitigation? I mean, I've done it now, so I guess we'll just have to roll with it, but that's really not a good idea. I should have looked at the ability card. I did not look at that. So I guess we just do it, but... All right, attack 1. 4. Burn. I guess we were probably burning a card there regardless, so I guess it is what it is. Jesus. So 7 damage. Oh my lord. Never gamble? Yeah, never gamble, kids. So we long rested. Jeez. That was so brutal, man. Very not cool. Oh man, I need trophies. If only I was playing a tank with shield 2 or 3 to soak that up. Yeah, tanks would be pretty good right now. Maybe I just try and poison him and wound him. Try and mitigate some of this stuff. Maybe run away if I need to. Well, that's very hard to run away from that. Well, there's no good things left in there, basically. 2 would be good. 5 would be good. 6 would be good. 11 would be pretty disastrous. 12 would be disastrous. 8 would be disastrous. Could maybe go for it. Could go for a draw. What is the scenario goal? To escape. Which is not going great right now, really. I need to pick up the pace, definitely. I just realized the time. I absolutely need to pick up the pace. Okay. Otherwise, we ain't finishing today. I mean, I guess he drew all of his best cards, right? There's a lot of -1 still in there. -2. It's pretty even. There's ×2 in there. There's the miss in there. I could just take my chances with it. What's it in attack value? 3? Got 5. It's unlikely. I guess he could have to just draw his ×2. I could just poison and run away, but I can't. With the move 4, I can't. So, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. We just poison and win him. And I think I'm going to take a risk on this. We got to at this point. So we're going to move 3, wound. And poison him. Take a thing from the mystery bag. Risky for a biscuit? Absolutely. What do we get? What do we get? What do we get? What do we get? Oh, it's a low number. 2. Gain ward. Actually good. Boom. Nice. Hang on a minute. Whoa, 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 whoa. Does the regenerate stop the wound? No. Right? Because that would change what I do there. I didn't think it did. I thought that the wound would happen before. Regen happens before wound? Oh, well then I definitely don't do what I did then. Oh, well, in that case, we don't apply poison. We attack him for 2. Cool. So half damage rounded down, or is it up? Rounded down or up? I actually don't think I've used ward yet. This might be the first time I've ever used ward. Rounded down. Cool. Do. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of a card. I feel like I'm going to need a big turn on my deep breath at some point soon. We'll play those two next turn. I think maybe we get rid of Dismantle. Yeah. I think everything else is just too good. Alright, things are going not great RNG-wise for me right now. We really need some kind of... well, I don't know what we need actually, to be honest. Yeah, I think we probably do this, even though I don't think it works super great, but... Healing, huh? Okay, we will stay where we are, but we will do... You and all allies add +3 PS all your attacks. Don't think that's going to matter too much. We're going to attack for 3 with Pierce 2 ourselves, make dark. So let's do a nice little attack here. Nice, there you go. God, I'm swinging so hard in this scenario. Jesus. The swinginess of this scenario for me so far has been outrageous. Friendly reminder, killing it and occupying a corridor will trigger the section link. Yeah. I think that might be what I want, though. I mean, when do we actually move, though? Actually, that's a good point. When do we actually move? After the effect. Okay, so if we had additional movement, it would trigger, right? So maybe we do want to move off slightly. It's not like an end of turn thing. It's an actual, like, when we're on it. So we may want to move slightly off here. Just so that we have a little bit more control over it. So that we can make sure we've got enough movement to kind of go up and move around a little bit. And maybe get safe. Good call, Biology. I think that might be a safer play. Like, I think, like, if it was an end of turn effect, I'd probably just go up and see, but the fact that I can actually, like, treat it almost like a door where I would have additional movement after it, I think that's what we need to do. Yeah, the effect is in reference. Yeah, it is, yeah. So basically, you move onto the hex, you resolve the token, and then you go to the next room. So we'll do this, create a... Then we'll do an attack 3, push 2, and we have the pierce on this guy. -2, so 1 damage. Push 2, 1, 2. Almost didn't do it. Almost didn't do it. Oh dear. The RNG has been like mad. Okay, cool. Nice. Let's alright, so that's it. End of turn. This guy's dead. Brilliant. Let's move on to the next round and to hopefully the next floor next turn. I've got a decent grip. I've only got 4 cards actually on my Deep Wraith right now. Things have not panned out as well as I would have hoped. I have got no trophies. I've not managed to get any trophies, which really sucks. It's really bad, actually. I think I have to go super late with my Deep Wraith, and my Trapper is to be the one to open the room, if you like. With the classic Caltrops opener. I think I like this one. I think I might change this music playlist, chat. I put it on because I thought it was going to be different to what my usual one is, but it just seems to be playing like the top 3 or 4 tracks and nothing more. This playlist was supposed to be playing a lot more different stuff, but I just keep hearing the same tracks in my head. Don't think it's actually shuffling this very well. It's supposed to be shuffle... Oh, that might be why. Let's try that. Hopefully that helps. Okay, 25. Let's go. Right, Trapper. Do I want just the Trapper want to be the one to get the heal here? Probably not. Deep Wraith needs it a little bit more, I would say. So we're going to go here. And we are moving for 3. Increase the damage as well of a trap by 3, which we'll do in a sec. So first thing we need to do is draw from Mystery Bag. Mystery Bag, Mystery Bag. 8. That can't be good. Gain Brittle. Money. Okay. $83.2. Do, 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 do. $83.2.
Seeing no other opportunity for advancement, you close your eyes and step into the red beam. For a moment, you feel weightless, and then gently your weight returns as your feet settle into a new floor. It was almost a pleasant experience. But then you open your eyes. You have definitely arrived somewhere new, and this place is also swarming with demons and machines.
Ooh. All right, so we got another, well, pretty much the same, except there's wind demons. Uh-oh, that's really not good. Wind demons do not care about traps, that's for sure. That's going to make this next play awkward. And we, oh my word, we have all of the enemies at 2-player pretty much, apart from 1. What? That's crazy. Oh, I think we might fail this scenario, chat. Oh, God. Scenario's actually pretty nasty. So this is the next one that's going to go up. What I'll do is I'll just sort of prepare it down here. And we're going to be moving all of our characters up anyway. And then I'll swap in the middle tile. That is nasty, dude. We've actually got 2 wind demons, 1 skeleton, and 1 regular chaos demon. Everything regular, but still. That's not nice. That ain't nice. Yeah, this room is pretty cutthroat. Yeah. I don't think, I mean, I don't like our chances. Let's put it that way. I really don't dislike our chances. I don't think we had a particularly great room 1, considering. And now we're on to like a very hard room 2. Sort of like a compounding issue. Almost like one of those kind of scenarios where maybe you need to lose to be able to play it again to understand where you went wrong. Quite possibly. I'm just surprised there's as many enemies as there is, really. I did think they'd hit us with a double wind demon. Or maybe wind demons would have been in the last room. It's going to be very hard to avoid the enemies here. Very hard. Right, let me just chuck these in. I almost need like a stacking thing here, don't I? So I can show you guys the layout. 3 and 4. You are number 6. So yeah, this is the room. Not very nice. So as we're going up, we've got an additional 2 points of movement. Where do we actually enter the hex? Presumably like special rules. Place any figure occupying a corridor on 15D in any empty corridor hex on AA. From now on, whenever any figure enters a corridor hex on tile 15D, after applying a numbered effect, place them in any empty corridor. Okay, yeah. And apply a numbered effect for it as well. Oh. Jesus, you have to do double draw? As well, no figure can travel from tile 18A to tile 15D, and there is no line of sight or focus between the rooms. Character summons on 15D, focus on the nearest empty corridor hex. Okay. So basically, we have to draw... So I'm going to have to draw again for the next one that I go in. Huh. This scenario seems pretty difficult, depending on what you draw, huh? So we get to go in any of these hexes that we choose. But the from now on means the trapper doesn't draw. Yeah, I guess so, yeah. I mean, it's a bit ambiguous in the way that the rules are like, it's kind of odd because if you take the special rules as before, it says whenever a figure enters the corridor hex, immediately reveal. And technically I have entered a new corridor hex. So I don't know if there's an FAQ on this, but it's almost like that little bit there shouldn't have maybe been tagged onto the end of that sentence. I don't know. It's a little bit ambiguous how you would read the rules as to whether or not the trapper should also have a draw here from the bag. I think it's a little bit thing. It's a bit strange. The FAQ isn't about that. I would say that the FAQ, it would be good if in the FAQ they clarify exactly, because I would say it's a little bit ambiguous, because also like it's almost counterintuitive to how the scenario has currently been working, right? Currently, as the scenario has been working, we have essentially every time we've gone into one of those hexes, entered one of those hexes, we need to resolve a draw. And now there's like, oh, yeah, you do that, except for the first time when you go up to the first floor. Feels a little bit against the spirit of what the rule is from the first room, and it doesn't necessarily immediately clear it up here. I feel like it's a little bit ambiguous. Yeah, you could read it both ways. I mean, like, and that I don't know. I guess it's the as well part, which is the bit that's a little bit interesting. So it says here, from now on, whenever any figure enters a corridor hex on tile 15D, after applying a numbered effect, place them in any empty corridor hex on tile 8A, if able, and apply a numbered effect for it as well. Implying that potentially you do not do it for the trapper, right? Because it's the first time. Because it's like, why did they add the as well at the end? Like, it just feels a little bit like, oh, as if like, oh yeah, you make sure you do that as well. Like, oh, okay. So that's something that we didn't do before, but now we are doing it. Okay. So maybe we don't draw one for the trapper, but it's either way, it's ambiguous. I'm going to say we don't draw one for the trapper because it feels like that might be the case with the rules. Also, that's beneficial for me. So if in doubt, and if anything is ambiguous, players decide. I'm deciding. So... But I do feel like that is slightly ambiguous and could do with an FAQ entry. So Trapper is up there. I got 2 more movement left, and I potentially can try and block off some stuff. What's the Chaos Demon doing? Moving for 4. Oh, he's got a ranged attack? Of course he's got a ranged attack. Yeah, I think I just lose. Honestly, I think I just lose here. This is really very hard room, considering that you have a Chaos Demon who can basically go and just wreck you. You have 2 Wind Demons who will also wreck you. And then the Living Bones is like the unknown factor here. But going blindly into a room where you cannot line of sight a pair of Wind Demons in any way, I guess I would, in an ideal world here, I would have a character who could go up, who could immediately like do something really powerful. Maybe kill something very quickly. I think they can get me regardless of what I do here. There's no hex that I am safe from where I don't end up getting attacked by literally everything apart from the Living Bones. There's nowhere I can go. So I'm going to be attacked for 3, and then 2 sets of 2. So 7. On a character who's currently brittle and has 5 health. Second try, bring in traps invis for this room. Yeah, invisibility would be really good for this room, yeah. It would be super good. I mean, we could maybe play for a little bit longer, but this scenario is over. I don't see how we win. I don't see how we... Like, we almost needed to see what was going to happen in this room before we could do anything. But this scenario is 100% over. Which is a shame. Maybe we shouldn't have been playing on the +1, but I don't think so. I think like with a plan, we could have dealt with this room. Just really, really hard to deal with wind demons. Yeah, basically on this next turn, potentially we're looking at burning 2 cards on our trapper, which sometimes a scenario like this can be like that. But the scenario win conditions on this scenario are like sneaky, right? They're like, oh, the scenario is complete when all the characters have escaped. Well, we need to kill all of the enemies on both floors, at least on floors 1 and 2. I don't know what happens on floor 3, but there is a floor 3. It's smaller, but potentially we would need to kill them as well to then be able to use the beam to maybe go up again. And then that would be escaping. That's what I would assume. So really it is a kill all enemies with a... It's a kill all enemies scenario with the slight wrinkle of you need to escape at the end, right? I already had a really unlucky first room, in your opinion. Yeah, I think it was, well, yeah, I mean, I drew it ×2 and stuff at certain occasions. I think yeah, I made a couple of small mistakes that really compounded. But I dealt with the Chaos Demon really well. We got Bane on him. We killed them pretty quick, I thought. Which was good. But yeah, that when we pulled that guy through it, he drew 3 like beneficial tokens, basically. Oh, wow, 1 token that didn't do anything. That was kind of rude. Very rude. Handled Chaos Demon well, but chose the Gamba life. Yeah, kind of did, didn't I? Yeah. I only got myself to play with that one. I went for like the cool play. I was like, this is going to be cool. It really was not cool. It was very uncool and did not go well for me. So how would be the best way of just trying to wrap this up and getting a little bit more XP with my characters? What I think I'll probably do is I'll probably just retry this. I'll probably just leave it set up and retry it. And we'll just go from there, I think. Like, I quite like this scenario, even though the RNG elements to it, I think, are a little bit swingy. I don't mind it. I think the second room is maybe a bit overly harsh. But I've always said, though, that I don't mind it when scenarios front load some of their difficulty. Because then you can go, okay, it's not going well, let's restart. And you can restart within a reasonable amount of time without maybe getting to that last couple of turns and then losing. Like, there's nothing worse, in my opinion, in Gloomhaven, Frosthaven, losing in the last, like, 2 to 3 turns, where you feel like, oh, man, if I hadn't done this thing, like, you know, 10 rounds ago, or if I hadn't done this thing, or if this enemy had flipped this card instead of this card, like, 3 rounds ago, we would have won. That, to me, is, like, those brutally close losses are, like, oh, they're more frustrating because then you know that you're probably done. But if you were, for example, if you were not streaming, if you weren't like me in streaming, but if you were just playing this yourself, I feel like you could probably do first room, you're like, it's not going super good. Someone goes up to room 2 and you go, okay, guys, definitely gonna nope out of this scenario. Let's restart it. And that's fairly early, you know, that's not too like, you know, we've done like 1 rest cycle and then we've gone up. You're like, you know, it's not been terrible. So I felt like that would be... You can pretty much make the call now. Okay, guys, it's not going well. We know what's in the next room. We know how to handle the next room much, much better. And then you would just go and do that, right? Went for the YouTube views. Yeah, went for the Hollywood moment. Not always the smartest thing. Doesn't have to go into the next door, just plants you smack in the middle. Yeah, smack in the middle and against two enemies that are ranged. So we'll be able to hit you pretty much regardless of where in that room you go as well. That's the other thing. There's no like little corner. So even if I was to move, like even if I was to have moved up, like with a decent amount of movement, right? There is nowhere in this tile that I can hide that these wind demons won't be able to get me. Even if I'm down in this corner, you know, what are they doing? They're doing a move 2, range 3 with flying, right? Like they will always be able to get you regardless of where you are. If we were playing on like not +1, do they decrease their movement or something? Or maybe their range could be. Oh, their attack goes down. So they still hit us, but their attack does go down by quite a bit actually. Whoa, that's a huge difference. Was that? Oh no, it's just 1. But you can see that being like quite a big difference there. As well as I got very unlucky with the Chaos Demon drawing the 1. So again, the Chaos Demon could do the attack. Literally the only thing that I got lucky with really was this guy. And you know, arguably, he's the one that you don't really care about because you can avoid him anyway. So even with traps, even going up with traps, I had nowhere I could go to then trap off enough to stop this guy because he could just go whatever, right? So, what do you have, 4? I guess I could like maybe go like trap like there, and I guess that would actually, if I did that, I guess he would then have to go round here. Oh, and he still gets me range 2. So yeah, don't think I could avoid the Chaos Demon either. So just a really, really brutal opening. But you know, that can happen. That happens quite regularly in Gloomhaven as well, where just a room is like kind of catches you a bit off guard, and you get a bad flip and you have no way of dealing with it. In Frosthaven, it feels a little bit worse because you have less premium tools at your disposal to be able to deal with situations like that. You know, less invisibility, less stuns and things like that, right? Like in an ideal world, in a Gloomhaven world, I would have gone up with something like a nice little stun that I could have maybe positioned myself to at least maybe sort of stun the worst, but you don't have that all the time. So there are things you can do to do that, right? So, you know, there are abilities in there, but they're just a bit more few and far between, a bit more awkward to play. So yeah, I mean, we can like try and get like an XP by playing Caltrops, I guess. So I'll get myself an XP, and you know, we'll put a couple of traps down, but I don't think it's really going to be a thing. Because if any character dies, the scenario is immediately lost as well. That's the other thing. So it's not even like you can just let one character kind of die. If one character takes a bunch of damage early, it's going to be rough for you. Really rough. It's not like you can just get to the final room and kind of try your best. It is going to be very, very rough. Okay, so that's Trapper over and done with. So, I mean, let's just see how this plays out. I'll try and, to be honest, I'll remove this run and I'll put the new one in because you guys probably don't care about this anymore. It's really just this one now that we care about. So, Chaos Demon. Disadvantaged. But do have Brittle, so... Does Brittle trigger even though he drew nothing? Does that work? Well, I guess he takes the -2, and then it's double, so it would be just 2 damage, right? It's just 2 damage. That's pretty much as good as you can get. It's -2. So he attacks for 2, -2. When does the Brittle apply? Does the Brittle apply like at the end? Or does the Brittle apply as part of the equation? I guess it's kind of like the... The next time the figure would suffer damage, they instead suffer double the amount of damage. So I would have suffered no damage. So therefore, I still have Brittle, right? Ooh. I think. Yeah, same as Ward very last, right. So it doesn't go into the damage equation. So basically, I took no damage, which meant that Brittle didn't trigger. So Wind Demons are both not going to move. I guess they changed that into air as well. The first one with disadvantage. +1. So that will be 3. With the Brittle, 6. So we have to burn a card. Then the next guy, -1, so 1 damage. They're ultimately not actually that bad, really, when you consider it. Consider everything, that was actually probably as good as it could have panned out for me. Those are 1 damage traps, by the way, guys, as well. Not that it really matters too much at this point. So the trap has been, so Deep Wraith is going to gonna move on to the positive trap to heal himself up for 2. Well, I guess I have to resolve the token first, probably. I only presume that I would have to resolve the token first. Number 7. Probably not good. Gain wound, yay! Oh, that's fine though, because I'm about to heal, right? It's good. That was fine. Because we heal up anyway. Then we teleport to wherever we like. Well, through here. Let's go there. Why not? For fun. So then we need to draw another one. $11. Suffer trap damage. Is that 5? Okay, I'll take 5. Why not? Seems good. Then we're just going to do an attack for 3. No dark there, unfortunately, because that's been taken away now. So we'll attack for 3. Sick. I mean, I'm drawing ×2. It's like a champ. I should be muddled as well, shouldn't I, from that Chaos Demon attack? I feel like only having 1 XP on the Deep Wraith is not a good... this is not a good outcome for us. This is not really what we wanted. I think we're both dead on the next turn, so I will short rest and I will just try and get 2 cards that give me some level of XP. And we just hope that we get a turn here. And we'll just end with maybe like 3 or 4 XP on the Deep Wraith. And nothing really on the Trapper. We only got 1 lumber, so it's not worth us redoing the scenario for that. It's a shame, really. I felt like we just got pretty rotten RNG with the token bag. Oh, we get rid of our best card. Great. Of course we do. So that means we're very much limited in what we can get XP-wise. Actually, no, we can still get 4. It's okay, we can still get 4. Trapper, pretty similar. I don't think I have a bottom card that gives me XP on the Trapper, do I? Don't think. No. None at all. That's interesting. I never even observed that before. Right, I don't know what's going on with this playlist, but it's starting to annoy me now. It's literally playing... It's supposed to be playing everything in this thing. It seems to have disabled the shuffle every time. It's playing the same, like, 4 songs. Right, we're going back to Spotify. Oh, definitely not that. That's what I was listening to yesterday. I will get copyright striked if we listen to War of the Worlds. I will absolutely get copyright struck. Okay, so Deep Wraith. I mean, I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just burning these 2 cards to get 4 XP and calling it a day. I'm not even going to resolve the cards. 2-2. There's no point. Trapper, similarly, I'm just going to play a trap. And then I'll just concede. Concede to the scenario, I think. So in terms of this scenario, we will come back to it. Exactly where we said. I think I'll probably... I know I haven't got a scheduled stream for tomorrow, but I think I'm going to stream tomorrow. Because I'd just like to, like... Well, it's fresh in my memory. I've got it all set up. Let's just run it back tomorrow. I feel like that's a good idea. So we'll do that. I'll stream tomorrow, and we'll just run this straight back tomorrow. Hopefully have good success. We'll hit the failure. Looks like it gave me... It's going to give me the +5. Restart scenario. Perfect. 113, that sounds about right, I think. I'll double check with the spreadsheet. I think that sounds like it updated. Yeah, it worked. Good. And 105 on track. Good. Yeah, so then we'll just continue on tomorrow, and we'll just bash out another attempt at this scenario, I think.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh,
Scout
that's the blessing from Jam.
Yeah.
That's the blessing from.
Isaac, at this point, can we get your approval to add an additional attack modifier deck for allies in the digital version?